Well, ladies and gents, a very warm welcome to Bournemouth Airport on this Sunday afternoon, where we are heading down to Mallorca in a TUI 737-800. So just outside the aircraft at the moment, catering is being loaded and passengers are about to begin the boarding process. Weather here in Bournemouth looking pretty grim at the moment, quite a few clouds. Looking like a classic British summer's day. Hopefully when we get down into Mallorca it's going to look a little bit better than this. Bournemouth, one of the probably faster growing regional airports within the UK, located on the south coast. Jet2 started operations here this year. TUI and Ryanair, also EasyJet flying from Bournemouth. We are on VATSIM at the moment, we are the only one on the ground, currently no ATC, but let's jump on board and get this aircraft ready. Okay, so we're back on board into the flight deck. We'll just quickly run through the pre-flight checklist. We've got oxygen, HESP 100%, window heat. Window heat we will turn on. Pressurised zone section, the auto flight instruments, not quite set at the moment. I'll just set local QNH here in Bournemouth, which is 1018. 018, set left, centre and right. Parker brake is set, engine start-off levers are cut off. Pre-flight checklists are complete. So we'll just go into the FMC and deposit it now, and we will fill in this. We're at Bournemouth today, stand number 4. We'll just enter our GPS position and stick that there. Going into the route page, if we put Bournemouth into there and Palma, LEPA, we request the flight plan. We can get it from SimBrief, select the route, and that's just going to upload itself. The ideas have come to life. You can see that we are now on our FMC. Sorry, our display. Let's see, we're at Bournemouth. So ready to load the route. It's a massive time saver this, having this. We activate and we'll execute, and we'll just have a quick flick through the routing today. So I'm just going to bring up SimBrief in front of me so that I can see the route. So we are direct to Southampton, Yankee 8 to Goodwood. Southampton, Yankee 8 to Goodwood. From 849 to Soaphill, then direct to Ballan. From 849 to Soaphill, then Ballan. Direct Epvok, Narak. Golf Alpha India, Lomra Roken. Golf India, Lomra Roken. Ibrap number 13 Lores, and that's it. Ibrap number 13 to Lores, and that is it. That's fantastic. So departure and arrival page, departing from Bournemouth today, runway 26 is in use, and we are departing to the north. So let's just bring up the departure charts in front of us. Bournemouth don't really have set departures as such, so today we are departing, as you can see from the charts, runway 26, and it will be a, just have to check which one 26 is. Yeah, so the 26 is the runway next to us at the moment. So as we depart, we will fling it a right hand turn, pretty much straight after departure, heading towards Southampton, then Goodwood, then on with our routing. Execute that, just make sure that all sits well in there, which it absolutely does. What I'll do is I'll just set our cruising altitude, which we have got today as 3500. That may change. We'll just see what happens later on in the route. And with fuel burn, I think for some reason the PMDG with my SimBrief is it gives lower cruises than we actually are capable of. I'd imagine we'd probably get up to 370, possibly 390 on this route today. Having a look at the charts again, the runway heading for runway 26 is 255 degrees, so I just set 255 here. Okay, so we've got 255 set. So what I'll do is I'll calculate our V speeds. I'll just finish off setting up the FMC, and then I'll be back with an update. Okay, so boarding has been completed. We are just about ready to begin our push back onto the taxiway for a very short taxi down to runway 26 today. I'll bring up the ground charts just so you can see. So we're going to push back from the east apron. Nose is going to be to the left. We'll taxi via the apron, take a right-hand turn on Golf, hold Golf 1, make sure there's nothing coming, and depart runway 26. Relatively short runway today, 2,272 metres of it. Unfortunately, GSX doesn't work at this airport, so it's going to have to be a manual pushback. So we won't be facing the right direction, however, it'll just be a straight pushback, and then we'll taxi from there. Okay, so we are ready to go on stand. There is no other aircraft on the ground here at the moment in Bournemouth. There is one that is supposed to be on the ground. They have filed a flight plan, but they're not here just yet. So we will release the parking brakes, begin our manual pushback, which does happen very quickly, I must admit, so let's just keep an eye on it. We're cleared to start both engines. We will start with engine number 2. Let that one fire up. Just got to keep an eye on the taxiway behind us, because it's quite easy to overshoot. Got a little bit of lag there. I'm not entirely sure what that's all about. Very strange. Anyway, pushing back from the stand now. Engine 2 is firing up. But just as we approach this taxiway here, I'm just going to put the end the push back there, put our parking brakes back on, and let's have a look. Yeah, it's good to start engine number 2. We'll start engine number 1 and get the fuel injection there. Engine number 1 firing up. Whilst we're here, we'll just have a quick look at the METAR for Bournemouth. You can see it's 340 at 4, good viz, few 3000, so nothing too bad in the way of weather. It just doesn't look too pleasant, especially for a day in July. However, hopefully when we get into Palma it's going to be a bit better. We have no clear sky, no, not clear, a few 3,500, 30 degrees in Palma today, which is quite nice. So we have set parking brakes, and yeah, we've had a good engine start on both engines. So let's jump into the before taxi checklists. So generators on, probe heaters on, anti-ice not required, isolation valves auto, engine start switches we put to continuous now. Ecam recool checked fine. Auto brake RTO is set. Engine start levers idle. Flight controls, we will just have a quick check of them now. Full left, full right, full up, full down. I'll just move the speed brake out of the way here so we can check the rudder. Rudder full left. Rudder full right. Neutral flight controls checked fine. Speed brake goes back down. And ground equipment is clear, as they were never there in the first place. Before takeoff checklist, may as well do them now. Flaps 5. We have set that now, and stabilizer trim. Today our trim is 5.58. Just go ahead and move the spinning wheel to roughly what looks like 5.5. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Takeoff trim, stabilizer trim set before takeoff checklist has been complete. We'll just check that flaps 5 is there with the green light. Fantastic. On the auto throttle, we'll take taxi lights, and yeah, for now that is good enough for me. So let's just release the parking brakes. Bit of power into the engines. And we'll put the nose to the left-hand side, sharp left-hand turn. As we begin our taxi to runway 26. This airport is actually a freeware, a really impressive one that is on flightsim.io. Again, when I use the sim, I do just try and cut my costs as much as I can, because if you continue to purchase payware airports all the time, you're going to end up spending a lot of money on airports that you may not necessarily visit all the time. So for example, Bournemouth is one I do tend to fly from quite frequently, so there is a difference there. But say for example, in the other video where I flew from Dublin, that's a freeware. I don't really fly from Dublin that often, so from my perspective I don't see the point in purchasing that payware. I also need to sort out these ground vehicles moving about, causing me jip, because they shouldn't be there. But yeah, a really good freeware. Again, everything can be found on flightsim.io. It's really accurate to how Bournemouth is. I've flown here from in real life quite a few times, so yeah, I can confirm that it does look really realistic. And yeah, it's just a nice different airport to fly into. You know, don't get me wrong, the airports like Heathrow are fantastic to fly into, but sometimes they can get a bit samey. If you're doing it all the time, it is sometimes nice to fly to somewhere a little bit more quiet, a little bit more relaxed, and the routes are often different. Maybe not so this one. I mean, Palma's quite a popular summer destination, but if you're flying from remote airports, more often than not they'll be flying into another remote airport, especially with carriers such as Ryanair. But as we approach runway 26, we just need to finalise a couple more things. We have done the before takeoff checklist, however I'm just going to grab all landing lights and turn off lights, turn off the taxi lights. To put strobes to the on position, not go into the grass. This is why there is 2 of you on a flight deck and not the 1. I don't need terrain, as I'm aware of the terrain in this area. So to put the weather radar on, we'll just come to a complete stop at this runway holding point here, like so. Grab the parking brakes. TCAS TARA is set. I'll bring up the VATSIM map just in front of me. Yeah, we're the only one on the ground at the moment, no one else inbound, apart from us. So as far as I'm aware, I'm happy to continue with the takeoff roll. I'm not going to announce it on VATSIM because there really isn't a need. So we'll release the parking brakes. We will taxi onto the runway. In real life, a lot of the airlines I have noticed hold the brakes as they put the power on. As we're not full toga, I don't see the need to do that today. But if we were, I might consider doing it. So we're going to try and do a rolling takeoff, hand fly the departure out of here. As you can see on our systems in front of us, that it's going to be quite a sharp right-hand turn after our departure. As we head towards Southampton and then Goodwood and then over the Channel, over France, and into Spain, where we then land in the island of Mallorca. That is the plan anyway. You know, things don't tend to go to plan. Hopefully today it does. I will start the clocks. Engines up to 50%. And they are stabilised. Toga. Okay, takeoff thrust is set, and we are now climbing our speed.
80 knots.
There's 100. Really utilising all of this runway here. Really utilising it. V1 rotate, let's get up. Wow, that was a close one.
Positive rate of climb.
Positive rate gear up. Got a fuel warning, that'll be for the sense tanks, as we only had point something kilos on board. Into that right hand turn now. And we will decrease that rate of climb now that the thrust has gone into the climb setting. I find it difficult switching between Airbus and Boeing, especially when I've been flying one in particular for an extended period of time. I've been flying the Airbus a lot at the moment, and obviously having the yoke instead of the joystick is a bit of a contrast, let's just say that. Once we finish this right hand turn, I will put the autopilot on and just clean up the aircraft. Not as much cleaning up to do, although I've semi-done it already. Flaps come to the up position. I'm going to set standard now. Otherwise I'll probably forget, if I'm honest with you. Just line the aircraft back up. I'm now going to engage the autopilot, just put altitude intervene on so we don't have any intersection limitations, but as you can see, well on our way to Mallorca now after that close call of a departure from Bournemouth, let's just say that. So, after taking a checklist, engine bleeds on, packs auto, landing gear up, off. It's the off position now, flaps up, no lights, after takeoff checklists are complete. So with that, I will now go away until we are at around the top of descent, or around that mark. But as per, please sit back, relax, enjoy the cruise, and I'll see you shortly. So, we've got ATC Barcelona controls online. On the Lores 1 Papa, I'll just bring them up in front of you, the charts. To go from Lores down to Posba, down to Nudsa, and then Polensa, POS, and then I assume we'll be vectored into runway 24 left, which is what we're expecting into Palma this afternoon. Weather into Palma is looking okay. Winds slightly high, 15 knots, but everything else looks alright. We expected down. Let's have a look. We're just deselling at the moment, but we are expected to be. Let's have a look. Palma at 1332 Zulu.
Jet 3 Tango November, identify, expect the LS Zulu, runway 24 left, descend, flight level 70.
Expecting ILS Zulu 24 left down to flight level 70, Tom Jet 3 Tango November. Sorry about that, I had to talk to ATC, so yeah, we're down to flight level 70. But as I said, yeah, about 20 minutes time we'll be down on the ground. Let's just have a look at the descent profile. So it's 70 by POSBA, so that works out very well for us and our planning. I'm happy to just stick 70 in there.
17 Charlie Tango, flight direct to Babu.
It's about right. I'll just bring that rate down a tiny bit.
Alpine 39 for Fox Drive, radar contact departure, flight level 360.
Thanks, that's what it is.
530, runway 24, take a line, wind 220 degrees, 10 knots.
Runway 10, initial flight climb 6,000 feet, squawk 6234.
So we've just been cleared on the ILS after Papa Oscar Sierra, so I will actually just go down to
Ocean 530, taxi to stand 27 via Gulf 1.
Gulf 1, stand 27, Ocean 530, thank you.
down to 3,000.
Scandinavian A1 Papa, taxi to stand.
Yeah, we've established on the localizer. So flaps 1.
Condor A Papa Tango, radar contact departure, flying level 340.
Let me start level 340 for my Papa Tango.
And when we land, 24 left will be vacating to the right hand side of the runway. Okay, flaps 2 is set. Reduce 180. We have a final approach speed today of 156, just due to the winds.
LOIS 256 located.
LOIS 256, roger, taxi via Tango Delta, stand 17.
Tango Delta, stand 17, LOIS 256.
Condor A Papa Tango request.
Hey, Papa Tango.
Is there any chance to get a shortcut to Porto Colón?
Hey, Condor A Papa Tango, I can give you a big shortcut, flight direct Luma.
Like Lumos, that's much better. Thank you very much, Condor A Papa Tango.
Hello, Barca Control, this is Alpine 47 Romeo Delta, holding short runway 24 right.
Alpine 47 Romeo Delta, hello Barcelona, runway 24 right, clear for takeoff 1230 degrees, 15 knots.
Runway 24 right, cleared for takeoff, Alpine 47 Romeo Delta.
LR year 102, maintain 170 knots to stick.
Maintain 170 knots. Air Algier 102.
Tom Jet 3 November, Tom Jet 3 Tango November, maintain 180 until 6.
180 until 6, Tom Jet 3 Tango November.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Control Channel 7 Romeo Lima.
Airspeed low.
Channel 7 Romeo Lima, hello Barcelona control, identify, cleared, desirable, 6 Foxtrot, expect the ILS Zulu 19er.
Cleared Zago 6 Foxtrot, ILS Romeo Yankee Zulu 19er. Channel 7 Romeo Lima.
Viver 495, dejando mi espacio con Icon 22, hasta luego.
Okay, it's up on the glide. It's quite choppy up here. 180 until 6, I think he said. So we'll just go straight from 180 to 156.
1900, clear line winds 270 degrees 8 knots. Yeah, 3 Tango November, 24 left, clear line winds 230 degrees 15 knots.
Clear land 24 left, Tronjet 3 Tango November. I thought he did call me, but someone was speaking afterwards, and I thought, oh, maybe it wasn't me.
Gear 102, continue to approach 6 miles in trail, Tom ahead 737.
Roger, continue approach number 2 for Air Algier 102.
Ryanair 4 Delta X-ray, flight array Babu.
Caution, terrain.
Barcelona Control, Ocean 531, Edith Information Bravo, success by
Ocean 531, Barcelona Control, clear to Frankfurt at file, Abre for Echo, initial climb 6000, squawk 6251.
Right, flaps full.
clear to Frankfurt via the Caribbean.
And we'll run through the landing checklist. Engine start switches, both continuous. Speed brake,
531, reback correct. And
armed.
yeah, call for push.
Landing it down,
Call for
green,
push,
check.
correct.
Flaps full, green at light, check.
Okay.
So we're ready to go. I'll just take speed out. It's the first thing I do. And we'll just stabilise that.
1,000.
Shannon X7, Romeo Lima, the same flight level 150.
Flight level 150 for Channel.
Speed is stabilised. I will take control of the aircraft. The nose wants to pitch us up at the moment. Fighting against that. It's quite possibly that headwind.
Control, Shannon 20 Romeo, 910 Mallorca, Open Line 2 Stanley.
Shannon Delta Romeo, the ground is on line 121705.
Oh, apologies, 121705, Shannon 2 Romeo.
Just fighting this headwind, which has gone up to
47 Romeo,
25
radar
knots we've
constant
got here.
departure, flying level 360.
Quite a challenge, I must admit.
Climb flight level 360, Alpine 47 Romeo Delta.
Barcelona Delta VATSIM Alpha. 400.
Flight 3 Alpha, Barcelona. Before you taxi, clear to Amsterdam, meet us 3 Alpha, squawk 6243.
Approaching minimums.
Meter 3 Alpha, squawk 6.
Flight slow. Flight slow.
Flight graph is correct, taxi holding point 10
Minimums,
via
continue.
Bravo Alpha.
Bravo Alpha, holding point 10,
Iberia 2502, ready for pushback and start heading on airport line.
Iberia 3, Iberia 2502.
30. 20.
When
10.
you hold the push, I got a Trans-Savage and a taxi behind you, I'll call you back.
Alright.
Ryanair 4 Delta X-ray, descend 3000 feet, clear Alice Zulu 24 left.
And there we go, down on the ground in Palma. Not a bad landing given the weather we were facing there. But here we are. Sierra 1 we have vacated. Just wait to be handed over to ground now.
Alpine 47 Romeo Delta, flight array to Luma.
Put it into text, I couldn't hear a word he said. There we go. Link North, Echo, stand 1-4. Thanks a lot, Tom. 3 2 November. Well, ladies and gents, we have arrived down in Palma de Mallorca. Another good flight. We've got a Jet 2 just to our right hand side. Bit of confusion as we first landed. I couldn't understand what the ground controller was saying. Nonetheless, we're on stand 1-4 here in Palma. As per, thank you very much for joining me on today's flight, watching this video. If you did like it, please do give it a like. Please subscribe to be updated on where I'm next flying. But for now, it's goodbye. Stay safe, happy flying, and I hope to see you on board another one of my flights very soon. Thank you.